Let's get ready to rumble. Guys, crypto top is not even close to get in yet. Get rid of your bear market PTSD. I know it's been a traumatic few years, okay? If you're new to the market, you missed some bullshit, okay? If you've been around here for a while, I know that's most of you guys. Go seek therapy. Anyway, the crypto top is not even close in, and there's so many different reasons why that's the case. But I want to talk about a few of those with you to start off today's video. And we'll cover a lot of macro stuff, so we're not going to go macro stuff today about the rate cuts and the ISM PMI and all the other stuff, US GDP, blah, 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 blah. We talk about stuff all the time, okay? Just to keep it real simple. And then we're going to get into a bunch of fun charts and answer your questions. Second half of the streams, make sure you stick around for those good times. What up, sunny Belgium? Love it. Jason, how's it going, man? Welcome, everybody. I just listened to Raoul Pal video saying the amount of total wallets in crypto increased from 600 million to 950 million. We should hit $1 billion by the end of the year. Sounds about right. Absolutely exploding. Anyway, everything to the moon. We still have billions of people to onboard into this industry and trillions of dollars to absorb. Okay, just keep that in mind. Anyway, have a look at this. Very simple. Waro shared this. When is crypto Twitter ready for this conversation, or everybody ready for this conversation, to be honest here, man? Because look, this is the crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin, Ethereum, essentially pure altcoins, baby, and stable coins. But anyway, it is just breaking out from the previous all-time highs. Okay, this is the 1 week charts. So we're about to have a weekly candle close, which will be the highest weekly candle close ever. Now, in 2024, we got a nice close. This one's going to be higher than that. So if you look back into late 2024, we had this sort of huge move up, right? Peaked out right around the previous peak. Huge consolidation here, potentially on the verge of a big breakout here. So if that's the case, hot damn, man. I mean, the implications of this are absolutely massive. We're talking, you know, adding $1 trillion plus to the total market cap of crypto here over the next few months, if it plays out like we think it could. And of course, nothing's guaranteed. Some bullshit can always happen in the markets that'll drag everything back down. Bond markets implode or some kind of bullshit like that. Have you heard the aliens are on the way to take all of our bags back to their planet? Eric, I, for one, welcome the aliens. Now, I saw some senator or congressman the other day saying like, oh yeah, it was a congressional hearing, and like they said there's basically 4 kinds of alien species currently on the planet: the Greys and the Nordics and the reptilians and the insectoids. And I just think, would you bastards over at the government quit hiding these alien creatures from everybody? Think about how many billions of aliens there are out there, guys, and none of them have Bitcoin yet. We need to get Michael Saylor's ass on a rocket, ship him off to, you know, gray alien planet Prime, and get that whole species sold on Bitcoin, man. Come on. Dream bigger, guys. Anyway, you think the top's in, the top's not in until we sold the gray aliens on Bitcoin. Then the top's in, baby. Anyway, altcoin daily. I love this. Do not sell. Literally 0 top signals have happened yet. Coinbase crashes. Sydney Sweeney does a crypto commercial. Oh, it's so coming, isn't it? Who's gonna hire Sydney Sweeney to do a crypto commercial? I vote Solana should do it personally. That feels like on brand. But you know, I could see Coinbase, Crypto.com's, you know, just like Crypto.com had was Matt Damon last cycle. Sydney Sweeney this time, baby. Get her in a Crypto.com shirt. Put her on TV. It'll be magical, man. Bitcoin prints at 20K God count. I feel like actually at this point, a $20,000 candle for Bitcoin is not even that exciting anymore. We need to think bigger, man. Oh boy. Anyway, Ethereum congestion makes ETH unusable. Oh, those are the good days. Those are the good old times, man. Spending $250 to make a swap on Uniswap. You know, you haven't really lived in crypto if you haven't had to spend a couple $100 to do a swap on Uniswap, man. Those were the days. Anyway, Robinhood and Coinbase, #1 in the App Store. This is actually probably one of the clearest, purest signals that we actually have in crypto. Okay, Cardano, they're gonna put a beard on Sydney Sweeney. Oh my gosh, no. What is this comment? You know, I can't get the image out of my head now. Anyway, take Charles's beard and put it on her. Now the beard's like a symbiotic creature anyway. It's, may actually be controlling Charles. I'm not positive that's not the case, to be honest. Anyway, Scott Percent says Bitcoin to 500K, and Uber driver tells you about Sui. Okay, there you go. A lot of these social top signals have not really come in yet. And every time we get a little altcoin impulse, you get a few of these things inkling through. But yeah, anyway, continuing. This is very interesting. Coin Trader Nick barely is overextended. This is the stock market, the NASDAQ 100. Barely is overextended as most of the 2010s and less overextended than most of the 90s. Think about that. Think about that, guys. Can you imagine the cope if the NASDAQ 100s get anywhere near as overextended as 2000 before the intergalactic Giga Pico top? Think about it. We are in the AI calm bubble right now, okay? The AI bubble is going to get so big. They're not, well, okay, I know they're not all number one in the App Store, but if you see one of those at number one in the App Store, not the finance apps, but the App Store, okay? That's when you know crypto's overheated as crap. So whether it's the Coinbase one, whether it's Phantom Wallet, whether it's Robinhood, you'll get the idea. But yes, you're right. Not everybody can be number one, okay? This is not, PC schools. Everybody's the winner. No, there'll only be one winner. It'll probably be Coinbase again. Anyway, besides the point. Look at how overextended the dot-com bubble was, man. We got to 198. That's nuts. And of course, most of the 90s, we were absolutely cooking. Now, currently, we're at 45, okay? No, you need to think about this. Distance to the 200 moving average, okay? Think this is how about crazy this is. Currently, we're at 45, okay? For most of the 90s, we were well above 45. In fact, for the entirety of the dot-com pump, which was really from like 96, 97, all the way to 2000, basically a 3-year mega bubble where everybody's a genius, got stupidly rich, right? It was just such a relentless rally. Stop's not in, baby. Stop's not in, okay? Julian Patel with this one said, more food for thought, a short one for your weekend reading. This is from their MIT report. The last chart I want to leave you this week is this one. As you know, we were one of the very few contrarians. Starting in May of 1998, the Fed turned hawkish and hiked rates by 175 basis points. Today, according to the forward curve, we're looking at the exact opposite situation. Into the year end of 2026, the market currently expects the Fed to ease by 150 basis points. They're on 2 cuts priced in this side of the year and another 3 next year. If that plays out, we'd be in a complete different environment from 1999. Back then, equities ground higher into September 2000 peak while the Fed was hiking rates and draining liquidity. This time, we could have the Fed cutting rates and adding liquidity, 2 very different scenarios. That's why I believe the odds point to next year being another strong year for risk-taking, even though almost nobody's talking about the cycle extending beyond this year. I agree. I'm talking about it, Julian. I'm talking about it, man. If this turns out to be right, 2026 would be 1999, 2000 on steroids. I still think we're in like 1998, personally. We might have another 2 years to go or 3 years to go. 2027 top. And then basically a new Great Depression after that, thanks to AI mega unemployment. Secure the bag, guys. Take the profits. Lock in life-changing gains. Make sure you and your family are taken care of, because when shit hits the fan, it's going to hit the fan bad this time, I think, man. Route to 5, the idea of being the exact same place a year from now should scare you more than failing ever will. Dare to bet more. Yeah, I want to share it with you guys because it's that classic one. Everybody overestimates what they can do in a day or a week and I'll make it tomorrow, right? But if you can consistently show up here and do well over the months in the next few years, you're going to do incredibly well. Okay, guys, you can do it. I know you can. Bitcoin correcting slightly today. Nothing really going on here. To be honest, our target remains 135K for this next move up. What we want to see is a defense of the 20-day EMA, yellow line on the chart here, and the uptrend line more broadly, big orange line on the chart here, okay? Now, we lose the 20-day EMA, we lose uptrend line, then we start talking about lower price targets for lower longs and dip buying opportunities, et cetera, et cetera. So far, heading in the right direction here. Let's see here, quick trade update. Here we go. Sui trade has pulled back a little bit. It's fine. Pengu trade still in nice profits here. Solana trade still in nice profits. Not a 6-figure profit anymore. It's fine, but I'm sure it will be soon enough. Okay, so trade's absolutely chilling right now. And by the way, if you want to join me trading over on BitUnix, it's never been a better time to join because it's no VPN, no KYC, no BS, available to anyone anywhere. That's you. You can trade over here. Okay, now here's the deal. When you sign up exclusively using the link right down here below me, you get 30% fee discount. You'll get a $400 deposit bonus after you deposit $2,000 or more. You'll get insane trading bonuses. And we're giving away $1,000 for live stream. And since it's a live stream, we better give away $1,000. Let's go. Norris, thank you, man. You know, just sized it up at the right time and got a decent entry. My spot bags are definitely well packed to go too. I'm pretty excited about my spot bag position. The leverage trade, just like, you know, let's get it basically. Anyway, we got 1,204 people on the giveaway list for today. Grok, give us our winners, buddy. Think faster, Grok. The internet's waiting. 836 and 874. Fascinating. Okay. Was it 874? 874 and 836. Okay, 874. This dude right here put in $107. Guess what, man? You got $500. Congratulations. Boom. It's user ID 762919171. Okay. And I'm just checking. The other winner was 836. 836 right here. Nice. Put in $155. Guess what? $500 coming your way. Those will be in there tomorrow for you. So make sure to check back in your reward center tomorrow. And those bonuses should be there for you. Okay. Continuing. Lark, I told you to buy BNBs the other week, but you ignored me. Now you regret. You know what? Morlock. I just like to say, man, brother, I celebrate your success. I celebrate your win. Yes, I'm happy for you, man. Make the effing money. I love it. I love it, man. That's awesome. I put a lot of my money into Pump over the last few weeks. It made a shit ton of money too. You don't need to be in every coin. You just need to be in coins that are pumping. So I love BNB. I had a shit ton of it back in the day. Had to sell it in 2022 for taxes, which I did not really want to do, to be honest, but shit happens sometimes. So had a big unexpected tax bill that caught me a bit by surprise for a variety of reasons. Anyway, thought I was ready for taxes. I was not ready for taxes. Long story short, I like BNB. I'm happy that's $1,000. And I was not trying to ignore you, Morlack, by any means. And I celebrate your win, brother. I celebrate your win. I love it when I hear people winning. I love it when I hear people making money. And I have no regrets that I have no BNB. I have a slight regret that I had to sell it for tax purposes in 2022 to pay down my taxes. But hey, you know, stay la vie. In terms of not buying it last week, I got no regrets. Man, there's plenty of ways to make money in the market. And it's actually this sort of easy fallacy to fall into. Like, oh, if I don't catch that trade, I need to be in regret and feel bad and blah, blah, blah. This is one of the most crazy and beautiful markets in the world. There's an opportunity coming every single day. There's a new train every single day. You can get on the train or not get on the train. You hopped on the BNB train, and I celebrate your win. I hopped on the Pump train. I'm going to celebrate my win too. Other people hopped on a whole variety of different trains, and they made shit tons of money too. As long as you're making money, you're winning. Don't sit around and regret of what could have been on another trade. If only I had done this. That's not how you win, man. That's not winning mentality. Okay, focus on winning. That's the key thing. Anyway, awesome. Eric Balkunis, we're already at 2x alt season crypto ETFs, and it's not even October. Do you realize how crazy things are gonna get? Yes, guys. Look at this. This is crazy. These ETFs we are getting 2x leverage daily alt cap crypto ETF, daily alt season crypto. I mean, goodness gracious. Shit's gonna get real crazy, man. I love it. I love it, man. It's great stuff. Ethereum, ETH, Vitalik coin. Can the dev do something? Anyway, coming back down to this area of interest right here, I think that along from 44.80 or 44.50 approximately, somewhere in that range is probably a good chance to try to catch a bounce. Okay. Altcoin season started yesterday, but now we're red today. Say la vie. Goes up, goes down. got to look at the overall trend. Is the trend up? Is momentum building? Is momentum fading? All that kind of stuff. Is liquidity going to rise? Are there reasons for people to keep buying all this stuff, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? Market's still wasting time despite rate cuts, despite the halvings, despite the 4-year cycle. When the hell is altcoin season? Remember, the market generally will find the way to punish the most people in the most ways. I don't make the rules, just what it is, man. The game's the game. Growing like stocks. I love stocks. Stocks are great. Do not invest your hard-earned money in useless coins and tokens. You will lose money. Only invest in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and BNB. There's certainly a case to be made for sticking to the blue chips, right? The big daddy coins, which is fine. I understand the idea behind it. The reality is, though, most people come to crypto to get really outsized gains. They are not happy with S&P 500 returns. They're not happy with just Bitcoin returns. They want more. They want to be able to go and do a 2x or a 10x overnight, which happens all the time in crypto. You gotta be right time, right place, obviously, but it does happen all the time. Unfortunately, most people chase the dream and lose money all the time. Anyway, ETH looking for a potential retest down here is an interesting long opportunity. Aerodrome may have just had the most beautiful opened the most beautiful can of worms ever on base. Okay, token launches to me become X liquidity for VCs and seeders. Slippage directs you, bags that never recover. Yes, but after Syndicate, it makes 0 sense to launch any other way. Birds view what happened. Syndicate devs spent hours in the Aerodrome DeFi, educating the community, building trust and transparency, sparked tons of educational conversations on token pricing, drops, and strategies. Then the Syndicate wrapped ETH pool finished top 5 in votes. Massive confidence signal. Price action was volatile, but quickly found ranges and is holding above expectations. Huge amounts of money, by the way, earned by the LPs. 59,000% APR. You have to be super tight on your whatchamacallit, super tight in your range. But man, providing liquidity over an Aerodrome is nuts, man. Anyway, Aerodrome correcting a little bit today, which is fine. Normal. Quite a few coins are correcting the market. I still think this general idea plays out as long as these EMAs hold, man. That's probably the key thing right now. Let's see the EMAs hold. If the EMAs hold, then we probably are gearing up for a move up to $2 or something in the not so distant future. I feel like I should arm some Aero again, man. Might be time. Alf. Loved watching that as a kid, man. Brera Holdings will rebrand as Soulmate after closing oversubscribed $300 million pipe round backed by ARK Invest, Rockway, and the Solana Foundation. Cool. $300 million more in buy pressure coming for Solana. Charts looking decent, okay? Now, we had this, you can see even a slight bearish divergence playing out here in the RSI with a higher high in the price, but a lower low on the RSI down here. Not a big deal so far, to be honest, but any retest to the 20-day EMA currently around 225 or the top of this breakout line around 222, 223, probably re-entry opportunities here on Solana, okay? If you missed the initial breakout here, okay? Pudgy Penguins. Like the Penguin coin. Penguin coin had a nice breakout, nice 20-day EMA retest, currently trying to push higher. If we come back down to the 20-day EMA, probably another opportunity to get into a position, okay? Nobody's talking about the Clarity Act. I feel like we mentioned it a few times here on some different videos on the channel, but has it passed yet? I don't think it's passed yet. But when it does pass, damn, it's gonna be a big deal. Pump, finally getting some red candles on Pump, finally seeing a pullback, coming down close to the probably first interest of buy zone here, which is around the previous all-time high at 0067. 20-day EMA down here is 0062, okay? So if you're looking for a position on Pump, you might get some opportunities here in the next few days. Real quick as well, hyperliquid. Seem to have a correction today with a lot of the rest of the stuff in the market. But of course, all the chat right now is about Aster, baby. This one right here. This is Binance Chain's hyperliquid answer. Now, as far as I know, there's no confirmed token buybacks yet. There's been rumors that there'll be token buybacks. Currently, if you want to get Aster, you have to go over to their exchange. I don't have a position yet. I might get some. I don't know. Feels like one of those ones where it's like, I should probably get a position. Then it's also like, fuck, do I really want a position? Anyway, so far, the website itself seems a bit clunky, and the volume charts don't necessarily make gargantuan amounts of sense and stuff like that. And there's some thoughts on that. But the fact that Binance is back in this, that CZ, the former Binance CEO, is tweeting about this, I mean, that kind of makes it harder to fade, let's say. But definitely this is getting a lot of attention as sort of a beta play to hyperliquid. Hyperliquid, of course, has the benefit that it made a shit ton of people really rich with their airdrop, and that's got these extremely strong buybacks. And I think that if you want to see Aster be successful, you probably need some aggressive buybacks to come in. Let's see how it goes, though. AXBT saying Aster runs atomic cross-chain settlements in 300 milliseconds across BNB, Ethereum, Solana, and Arbitrum. Trader on Arbitrum fills against Solana liquidity without bridging. Hyperliquid stuck on single chain, hitting congestion at 3,100 orders per second. Aster handles 25,000 orders a second by parallel matching across 4 chains. Liquidity fragmentation becomes liquidity aggregation. 60 billion valuation defending single chain architecture against 1.9 billion competitor with 4x the execution pass. Fascinating. There it is, either a massive opportunity or probably a massive opportunity. But anyway, it's either a massive opportunity or it's going to go the way of Binance's meme launch pad. You guys remember a few months ago? When was this? Like February or something? They launched the TST token. We caught that early in the Discord and went like, I don't know, 1,000x or some bullshit like that. And then kind of didn't really happen. They had all these broccoli dog coins and kind of just a bunch of bullshit, and memes on BSC didn't really happen. It was too late in the cycle for memes on BSC. If we weren't here last cycle, BSC, the Binance Smart Chain, was like the place to be last cycle. Shit like Pancake Swap went absolutely bonkers and yada, yada, yada. But will Aster be able to compete with Hyperliquid? Will it go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50x from here? I have no idea, but certainly getting a hell of a lot of chatter right now. But the question is, will that short-term chatter turn into something much more significant, and can it actually maintain its momentum that it's found in the last day? Okay. Where to hold your cash in the bear cycle? Probably not on chain. At least, I don't know. Hard to say. Somewhere like Aave might be okay, but what I'm doing and will continue to do with my crypto profits is keep moving it out of crypto, essentially. There's a lot of great opportunities out in the markets with, real estate investment trusts, dividend ETFs, private equity stuff, real estate syndicates, all this kind of thing. Buying real estate directly, which depending where you live, might be a good or bad deal. But the thing is, if you want to hold your cash on chain during the bear market, the problem is that the yields dry up. 2022 yields are crap. Like, why would you have kept your money on chain? You just take the risk that the protocol you're putting your money in gets hacked and you lose all your money. Yeah, but you're earning 3%. There's a lot better ways to earn 3% than keeping your money in a DeFi protocol. You need outsized returns for the outsized risk of using DeFi. That's the thing. Anyway, continuing. Of course, we also have Avantis over on Base, pretty much in the same bucket here right now as Aster. I think that neither of the tokens really do that much. Like, I don't know, give you a fee discount or something, and it's fine, but it's not Hyperliquid levels, is it? But anyway, Avantis currently sitting at a $270 million market cap, backed by Peter Thiel and Coinbase and all that shit. Aster is currently at $1 billion, at around $1 billion here at the 60-cent level. And Hyperliquid's around 16, 17 billion, something like that. So place your bets, folks. See what you think's going to happen. All right. Gosh darn it. Rambling again, Lark. It's red light hat time. Cheers. Don't forget to hydrate. Right when you're about to make money, the government will steal it. Bitcoin's a government op. CIA made it, man. Put your Bitcoin in a cold storage. It is the best place to keep your money. The tricky part is if, okay, riddle me this. You're going to cash out all of your altcoins at the top, right? You're not perfectly sell the top or come damn close to it. Well, then I guess you just need to sit in like USDC or USDT. I mean, this is the thing. If you're just holding USDC or USDT, it's probably going to be fine as long as you have good wallet security for your hardware wallet and stuff like that. I don't see either of those stable coins going anywhere. I think especially Tether now, it's getting really tight with the US government and shit. So I don't see any problems there. So you just hold it. You don't go into DeFi, man. Again, during the bear markets when shit breaks. That's the thing. Platforms break. What's the old saying? It's when the tide goes out, you find out who is swimming naked. Now, look, putting your money into something like Aave, if you want to keep your money in stable coins and do something with it and put it in Aave. I mean, look, Aave is one of the safest platforms, the most established platforms out there, and it's probably not a bad place to keep your money, but then the yield's going to be like 2% or some shit. So it's almost just better to keep it in your hardware wallet. But the point I'm trying to make is that when you sell your altcoins near the Pico top, perfectly ideally, right? You don't want to swap it straight into Bitcoin. That's the tricky part. You don't want to swap it straight into Bitcoin. You want to wait. If you think the market top's coming in, you want to wait 6 months, 12 months, whatever it might be, for all the shit to go down and then buy Bitcoin. It's just that you sit in stables and wait patiently for a while because you rush in, okay, I'm just going to go swap all these altcoins into Bitcoin, and then you lose 50% of your value in Bitcoin, you know, dollar price wise goes down. But then you've had all these taxable events by selling your altcoins. Now you're in deep shit. Okay, be careful. Is it possible for altcoin season to start if they don't stop QT? Of course it is. Look at the stock markets. Stock markets don't give a shit about QT not being stopped yet. AVAX chart. Sure, why not? Let's have a look at the AVAX chart. Do I have it up here already? Let me see here. I'll take the arrow one down. AVAX USD over on Binance. Let's have a look at it. AVAX chart looking groovy, man. Looking groovy. Had a nice breakout here. Okay. This area right here around sort of 27 bucks was a sticky area for quite a while. Pain in my butt is what AVAX has been. My capital would have been so much better in so many other places. Anyway, besides the point, if you see a retest the 20-day EMA, probably an opportunity in the coming days. If we see a pullback as far as the $27 price range, again, that's probably a technically bullish breakout where you have big breakout, nice pullback to the breakout zone before pushing higher. It's a pretty steep pullback right now, but if the wider market rolls over, that's certainly not out of the question. Toshi and target price. I have no idea, man. I have absolutely no, you know, I just don't think about Toshi like at all. You guys ask about it sometimes, but I have no idea. Up 92% the other day, currently consolidating, maybe for a bull flag. Let's see how that plays out. Let me see here. This is not the full data. It's not the on-chain one. There we probably get from Pith here. I'm not sure it's the full data either. Anyway, can we get somewhere? Where's had it listed the longest? That's always the tricky part, finding who listed this thing the first. MEXC, they're usually pretty early. Yeah, look at that. MEXC, man. They're always early with coins. Let me see here. What is this? Let's just try to be reasonable here and do a simple Fibonacci projection here. So this is 1/3 of a cent, 1/2 cent, and about 0.8 cents. So, I mean, these are sort of quote unquote realistic targets. I mean, I don't feel like Toshi's getting a lot of mind share and excitement and stuff like that right now. It's listed on Coinbase and stuff, so it's got that going for it, and it might get some excitement based off of that. I mean, look, if we get a full-on risk melt up, parabolic, you know, Burj Khalifa style charts all over the place, then the sky may be the limit. You know, this thing might go 10, 20x for all I know. I'm not saying that's what it's going to do, but some of these memes are definitely going to do that. I don't know if Toshi has the mind share and stuff to do that, but you know, in theory, a lot of coins are going to have these crazy pumps like that. So these are sort of some realistic targets based on the market acting realistically. And, you know, if you want to have just silly price targets, well, it's based on irrationality of the market, which comes every so often. Did you ever check out Turbo? No. I'm thinking of swapping Render, Aptos, and Injective for Hyperliquid and Tau, as I feel like they've lost all the interest. I made about as much collectively for a large Big Mac meal. Yeah, Render's definitely just not getting love anymore, man. And that could change. I mean, Render definitely is doing all the right stuff, and it's in the right niche, and it should, in theory, get some bid, but it kind of hasn't, you know, and that's worrying. Aptos been doing a lot of the right shit, but also not getting any bid. Injective, like, man, Injective's one of those ones, like, we had this crazy run back in, was it 23, I think? We had a crazy run for Injective. It was wild, like 15x or something. And just no one's really talking about it that much these days. Hard to say what becomes of Injective. They're definitely one of those teams who have tried to do everything right and pushing a lot of cool shit, but every once in a while you just get like a Hyperliquid and it just finds the right moment, the right zeitgeist, and just captures the moment. Zebek, no opinion. Hemi, no opinion. Camino is safe. I mean, everywhere is safe until it gets hacked. And I'm not putting Camino down. It's just I've been around in crypto long enough to not think that anywhere is safe on chain. Why did Near pump yesterday? I have absolutely no idea. Absolutely no idea. Let's have a look at the chart. Yeah, that's a nice little pump. It's nothing crazy. Maybe people are just starting to bid up some of these layer one blockchains, but that moves nothing crazy here. Just, you know, FYI. But it's not terrible either. It came right up to this area of price resistance. So look, if you're short-term trading Near, you want to see the price break beyond, was that 336? Yeah, 336. That seems to be a critical point here. But not only was resistance back here, was also resistance just today. Okay, so over 336, you have a potential breakout trade for, well, much higher probably. Under 336, watch for a 20-day EMA retest, which is a bit down there currently. I'm not sure if your viewers know, but Cum Rocket was a dud coin. Couldn't keep it up, could it? I mean, look, guys, if you were buying a coin called Cum Rocket, I don't know what the hell to do. Then I bought Smoking Chicken Fish. So what the hell am I to say? We all find fascinating ways to lose money in this market, don't we? Thinking of a low leverage pump long, good entry point, riding till current hyper levels. Rick, we talked about pump. Like I said, watch for either a previous all-time high retest or 20-day EMA retest, okay? Probably 20-day EMA retest would be more compelling for me personally. It's going to get it at some point, so watch out for that. Just make sure you have a clear invalidation level and stop loss in case the market turns against you. Do you still like cocking you? Well, every once in a while, after a few glasses of wine. No, I haven't really kept up to date with the Avalanche. Guys, okay, COQ, it's rooster in French. It's classy. C'est en français. And everything's classy en français, okay? Cocking you. Anyway. The names of these coins. No, I have not kept up with the chicken coin. I don't really know what's going on with it. My meme coin portfolio is extremely small right now. I've got Pepe and Pengu. And that's it. Even some of the small stuff I've cleared up. Just Pepe and Pengu right now. And there's pretty big positions. Pepe has been definitely testing my patience. I don't know if I'll make it the whole way with Pepe there. If it doesn't start doing something at some point here. Do you think it's possible for Avalanche to overtake Sol? No. I mean, not unless the metrics pick up significantly. I know it's a joke question, but still. You look at, I have no idea why Solana is not priced more than Ethereum at this point. I mean, it's just the adoption levels, the metrics are so much in favor of Solana. At least they should be closer to parity price. Certainly not this giant gap where Solana is worth 1/4 to 1/5 of what Ethereum is. It doesn't make any sense. The market is wrong. I'm not wrong. The market's wrong. Okay. Wormhole chart. Let's go. Let's go. Let's look at the wormhole chart. WUSD. It's good. Actually, I have a bag of wormholes. We good to check in my bag and see what the hell's going on with it here. Oh, I had a nice little pump. That's probably shouldn't. Okay, I'm gonna put this on the screen here for you guys. I shouldn't look at the Coinbase one because it doesn't have much history on it. There we go. Let's look at, there we go. Da-da-da. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. Now, look, by the way, I do own Wormhole. I own other crypto coins too. You can always find my full portfolio disclosures down here, okay? On YouTube or on X in the pinned tweet, you'll find all my portfolio disclosures, all the coins that I own, and a risk statement because investing in crypto is risky. You can lose all your money. Never invest more than you can afford to lose. Past performance does not equate to future returns, okay? No, seriously. Okay, look, had a nice breakout attempt yesterday. I think there's been a lot of good stuff coming for Wormhole. I think this is a good spot position to be holding for me. I mean, personally, you know, I'm not telling you guys to buy, but I'm pretty comfy holding this as a spot position currently. My opinion may change, but I feel like it's getting ready for a decent breakout potentially here. How high that breakout goes, I don't know. Essentially, the move up yesterday was a rejection of the resistance zone, but I don't think it's over yet for Wormhole. Let's see if we can continue to build a bit of momentum here. Certainly a nice pump over the last couple of days, but you know, pulling back to 10 cents or something like that would not surprise me at all. You can see it was an important resistance zone here, and here. Okay. Essentially what we did yesterday, we got up to 13 cents. Let's get up to this resistance point here. So probably the big control point right now for Wormhole is really going to be that breakout over 13 cents because the market just told us what it's thinking. Rallied up to 13 cents here yesterday, which is this previous area back here. And it said, nah, we're going to have a little correction here. So breakout over 13 cents, and that's a breakout trade, or potentially a retest down here at 10 cents could be an interesting spot as well, or watch out for the 20-day EMA here, okay? Could go a lot higher, though. I feel like Wormhole's like one of those coins. It's like doing everything. You know, it's one of the most important cross-chain protocols in the whole space. It's doing all the right stuff. So let's see if the market can wake up to that and push the price higher. Okay. Somebody was saying, how many times has Avalanche gone down compared to Solana? Nobody cared about this. Nobody cares about it anymore. It's been years since Solana's gone down, okay? Okay. I made it on spam your question. I'll try to answer if I see it. Aliens buying DC. Maybe Satoshi was an alien, man. How much Bitcoin do you think should any average investor at least have in their portfolio right now to make life-changing profit in the future? I mean, look, life-changing is a number that's relative to everybody based on your life goals, where you live, all that kind of stuff. And look, I think Bitcoin goes 10x from here over the next 5 to 10 years. $1 million Bitcoin's not a dream. I believe that'll be a reality. Does it go to Michael Saylor's number of like $13 trillion or something like that? That would require significant fiat debasement, and $13 million Bitcoin in 25 years or something like that is not going to buy what you think $25 million would buy or $13 million would buy nowadays, right? So there's that to keep in mind. But look, if you are happy to just think about just Bitcoin, if you're happy to just dollar cost average, put a little bit of your money into Bitcoin over time, and just have that idea that it's going to have a compound annual growth rate that's probably going to beat the stock market for the next 10 to 15 years, and you're happy with those kind of returns, then you know, there's a number that's going to make sense for you. You know, people like BlackRock, they're saying, well, you should be like 5% of your portfolio in Bitcoin. Is that the right number for you? If you're just a casual investor and you don't have a lot of time for all the rest of the BS, maybe 5% is enough. And you got your bonds and your stocks and your real estate and your gold, whatever, and you got like 5% in Bitcoin. Now, I think most of the people, you guys here, are very much crypto native audience, and we are like balls deep in crypto all the time. So 5% allocation to crypto only in our portfolios seems like not enough, okay? For me, Bitcoin is my number one investment position. It's, number one in my portfolio of all things. But, and I sleep pretty good at night knowing that. personally. But, you know, everyone's going to have their own risk tolerances and goals and stuff in life. And look, you know, maybe 10x in 10 years is not what you're looking for. Maybe you want to take more risks and try to get bigger returns. Now, 10x in 10 years for Bitcoin, I feel is one of those things where it's like probably going to happen. Whereas 10x for certain altcoins in 10 years, you never know, because layer one blockchains are all kind of competing in the same space. And, you know, is pump fund even going to be here in 10 years and all this kind of stuff? You take bigger risks, right? Bitcoin is the one coin that if somebody say, hey, I'm going to put you in a coma for 10 years, which one coin do you want to hold? It'd be Bitcoin, right? Okay, that'll hope that some useful thoughts there for you. Made 5K after wormhole yesterday. Let's go, Aaron. Yes, man, that's awesome. 5K, it's huge, man. Good job. Fantastic win. Love to hear it. Thank you for sharing that. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love hearing your winning stories, guys. Fantastic. Plume is dying slowly. I switched my Plume bag into Pump. They both went up approximately the same from the time that I'd sold my Plume. I think Pump went up a little more. But honestly, I feel like consolidating my positions down is just so overly... it feels good, man. Just feels good. Don't have too many coins. It's so easy to get seduced by all these new coins. I got to buy this coin. I got to buy this coin. I got to buy this coin. I know. I think back in late 2017, early 2018, by like February 2018, I probably had like 100 different altcoins. I swear. It's ridiculous. I was collecting them like, I got to catch them all like Pokemons, man. Thoughts on Aerodrome? We're going to talk about Aerodrome a little bit earlier in the cycle, but I think if you want good beta to the entire base network taking off, Aerodrome is probably the bet on that. If we have an extended cycle, how would that affect the halving cycle? And well, essentially, if we have an extended cycle, we're essentially saying that the 4-year halving cycle, it's dead. Now, obviously, the Bitcoin halving still comes in 2028. Like clockwork, it'll still happen, fine. But the effect of the Bitcoin halvings on the market are just not really going to matter anymore. It's not going to be a thing anymore, okay? We're much more wedded now. The extended cycle theory is that we're much more wedded now to the business cycle, the credit cycles, all this kind of stuff. And all those cycles are saying that we still have a lot of fuel left in the tank. We're probably going to go way higher into 2026, okay? In terms of Bitcoin specific events like the Bitcoin halving, probably losing relevance moving forward. It's such a small amount of Bitcoin is going to be created currently, and in the next halving cycle, it's going to be minuscule compared to the demand from sovereigns and ETFs and all that kind of stuff. So I don't think it's going to be a big deal. And the if we do get our extended cycle, then the Bitcoin halving kind of becomes a non-event, so to speak. We'll still talk about it, obviously, but yeah. Bearded Sweeney is not an alien. We all know Satoshi was Steve Jobs. I feel like we all like, you know, what's it? Hal Finney. He's my Satoshi, man. It's actually funny. I was reading this thing, and I didn't fact check it, but I was reading this story about, you guys ever saw the that game? What the heck was it called? There's the old video game from the 90s, and one of the guys on who was a developer was like John Satoshi, and the other was like Steve Nakamoto or something like that. And those two guys lived in Western California, and on the West Coast of California, and were friends with Hal Finney, right? And so is it such a stretch to think that those guys could have collaborated, or that Hal saw that and was like, oh, I like that logo, or, you know, and maybe I name it after my friends, and or whatever, right? Anyway, the reason I like Hal Finney as Satoshi is that one, Hal Finney was a decent human being, and two, Hal's rest in peace, Hal, but he's not here anymore, so he's not going to come back to Twitter one day and start saying a bunch of crazy shit, you know? Not that I think Hal would have personally. He's seems like a pretty cool dude. But anyway, Hal Finney's my Satoshi, man. Ben and sold since $10. Let's go. Sold at 260, rebought at 130. Let's go. Yes. Awesome. Do you like losing stories? There are lots of those. We all have lots of those, Zach. Oh my God. Why are we ignoring the fact that cryptos continually see underperforming the stock market? Well, we don't ignore that fact. Bitcoin has not. Bitcoin has outperformed the stock market over the last couple of years. It's up 8x in the same time that the stock market's up, 50% or whatever. So Bitcoin's outperformed, Solana's outperformed. The problem is the vast majority of altcoins have underperformed versus Bitcoin, versus Solana, versus the stock market. I mean, again, I've talked about this before, but like my avalanche bags, man, just a nonstop kick in the nuts, essentially. I would have been better taking my money I had in Avalanche and putting into freaking 2-year treasuries, man. Would have made more money with less risk and less headache. That's the state of it right now, guys. Do you think Fartcoin can go to $2? Yes. If we get a risk on season, as we think we're going to, Fartcoin probably goes way beyond $2. $2 is probably an inadequate price target for Fartcoin if we get a big risk on altcoin impulse for Q4. Okay. Hot air rises, guys. We're going to finish up there for today. I think it's time to go hang out with the family. You take the kids to the pool, play around, something like that. It's going to be a good time. I hope you enjoy your weekend. I appreciate you joining me today. As always, guys, you're awesome. I appreciate your time. I hope you have a great weekend. Get out there and make some profits. I love hearing these win stories. Make sure to share more of those with me in the future, guys. It's super awesome. And I appreciate you. Have a good weekend. Bye.